Hello and welcome back. It is a beautiful day, so I decided to come and work outside. It's been we had a really long rainy winter in California, in Northern California where I live. It rained forever. And then after that, it was just really kind of like foggy and grey and cold for a while, which is pretty typical of California, honestly, in the summer. There's actually a famous joke by, I think, Steve Martin that goes, "The coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco," which is kind of true. But the last couple of weeks, it's been just gorgeous outside, so I wanted to come and take advantage of that. So I've got my little setup out here, and I'm gonna do some work. You can probably hear some squirrels. You can probably hear the birds. You will probably hear chickens in the background. If you don't know what they sound like, it can kind of sound like someone screaming. So just to give you a heads up that it's not people being murdered. It's just chickens. I don't know if you can see, but I have the dogs in the background. They're just like hanging out up there chewing on some bones. So hopefully they stay quiet. If a deer goes by or something, they are going to lose their minds. So we might have to like pause and then pick it back up again. But yeah, got my coffee. Spilled it on myself. Great. So I'm ready to go. Let's dive in. So I'm on my laptop today, so the typing sounds are like a little bit different, but I really like the typing sounds on the MacBook. I think they're pretty nice. I have a bunch of notifications here because I'm supposed to do stuff today. I'm just gonna close them all and say, tell me again in like an hour, because I'm not doing that right now. Okay, so what am I doing today? Let's see, what am I doing today? Oh yeah, okay, so I basically had a task to create some notifications in our software for our users. Basically, there is like a dashboard, like a home page where all the users go and kind of their main stuff lives. And everyone knows about that and how to get there and how to use it. But we also have a lot of like extra services that people aren't always aware of. So we want to put some notifications into that home dashboard space to alert people that like this thing exists and you can use it. So pretty easy because there's actually already some infrastructure there that I can just like repurpose and use. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm just like reorganizing some stuff on the homepage so that like if there is, basically we want to alert our users if they've got an unread message from their mentor or the person that they talk to at our company. So what I'm essentially doing is we already have space on the homepage for messaging, and I'm just adding in a message there, like pulling the information from one of our APIs saying like, if there is an unread message here, show, this particular alert on the screen. And I'm trying to find where I was working on this yesterday. Oh yeah, okay, there it is. Oh, okay, that must be in a different file. There it is. Alright, great. So I just want to check real quick that everything I did yesterday is working and good, because I can't actually quite remember where I left off yesterday. Uh-oh, dogs are coming. Hello. They're such doofuses. They're like best friends. It's really cute. my dog and the dog that lives next door, we kind of live on this big like shared land, and we rent our space from the people that own the property, and they've got a couple of big dogs and we've got a big dog, and they just love each other. It's really, really cute. Our dog, we got her like 6 months. I'll do a video probably on my dog and I'll just tell you all about her because she's pretty cool. But we adopted her at 6 months, and they had already adopted a puppy down there at like 8 weeks. So when we brought our dog home, their little German Shepherd puppy was like tiny and just full of energy, and our dog is kind of a nervous, like shy dog by nature, and they just kind of clicked. It's really cute. And so this German Shepherd puppy is like, play with me, play with me, play with me, and our dog is like, okay. And now they're both pretty big. Our dog is like 65 pounds, and I think the German Shepherd, she's like, I don't know, 70 or maybe even more. And they just like run all day and chew on each other's faces. It's pretty cute. But if they start barking, then I'll have to probably pause and like take a little break and wait for them. Yes? Hi, can I help you? Just such a doofus. Anyway, okay, so working is what we are doing. Very serious business. Okay, cool. Okay, so what I did yesterday appears to still be working, and that's great. I am going to get rid of that then, save this. Let's just see. I believe I actually may have already done this yesterday. Yes, I did. Okay, so now what I need to do, so I've put in that little bit of messaging for alerting when there's an unread message. We also want to add some messaging around when students are able to join a special initiative that the company is doing. So there's like a 30-day event that's going on where we want people to like opt in to visit the site and log in every day for 30 days. And this is to like help people that use our product achieve their goals, because we've seen that people who log in more regularly, more frequently, it's kind of like with anything. The more you do it, the more you practice it, the better you get. So we're trying to get people to opt into this like 30-day challenge. So we want to add like basically like a little pop-up on the homepage that says, hey, this challenge is starting, opt in now. And it's kind of tricky because I don't know, like I know they have like a pop-up like that already somewhere in this code base, but I can't find it. And this is like what I was looking for yesterday, trying to find, and I couldn't figure it out until then it was like time to stop working, so I just stopped. But if I can figure this out today, then that's going to be pretty exciting. This microphone is like kind of in my way and it's bothering me a little bit. If I move that over there and then I move like that, hopefully you guys can still see me. Okay. Looking for a model. Oh, that's right. Okay, actually I remember now. I did kind of figure this out yesterday. So I need to go to... It's in a whole different, it's in a different repo. That's right. So we were looking at basically we import like the pop-up library from somewhere else. So that's why I couldn't find it in the repo I was in yesterday. I had to go look in a different repo, and that's where I left off yesterday, was I had just found it. So now I need to go, and I guess it doesn't really make sense then for me to add it into this one, because this is like specifically something else. I could just add it. I'm just going to add it into the main page. Uh-oh. Looks like something is going wrong here. I just got a ping from someone that like a bunch of 404 errors are coming in from somewhere, and that's not good. I think it'll be okay though. Wasn't quite online yet. Services dev now owns careers stuff Where can I look at the errors? Okay, looks like something was going on, but I think that they resolved it, so I don't think I need to worry about it right now, which is good. Okay, so back to what I was doing. That's right. So I'm not going to add it into the new repo that I found yesterday. I'm just going to put it in the same place where I want it to show up. And I'm basically just going to call it, there we go, there's a modal. This is called deadline modal. Let's add a new file here. We'll call it, what is it going to be called? I'm going to call it notification modal. I'm wondering, actually, let's call it 30-day challenge modal. And this is basically just a I wonder where they are importing that. They're not importing that? Here we go. Short-term deadline modal. Okay. Where explanation modal? Okay, yes, you know why? They have a bunch of different names for this. It looks like they created this modal here, and then they're not actually using it anywhere, which is odd. Why? Why would they do that? And by they, I mean whoever was working on this code base last. I'm kind of new to this code base. I haven't really used it a lot, so yeah, just trying to figure out like why this doesn't seem to go anywhere. But stuff like that happens all the time. Where you find something and you're like, oh great, where does this go? I can figure out how to use this, and then it looks like it doesn't go anywhere because basically someone like built something and then realized that they didn't need it and just like forgot to delete the file that they built or whatever, which seems unlikely that that would happen because typically people are like pretty good at not doing that. Dashboard overview modal, yeah, that's that. Import modal from aha, okay, there it is, I see it. So how are they using this? Is mental modal open? Aha, aha. No, that's not it either. This is key modal, mentorship on Slack. Not quite what I'm looking for either. But this, I think, seems like where I want to put this. There's a bunch of like modal stuffs in it. There's another one in here, so let's have a look and see what we have here. Show modal deadline policy. That has the deadline policy in it. So it's not really that. Let's say, I think I want to put need a new file then. Okay, so I think I'm going to put it in here. And let's just try this. Don't want it to be pre-term. We want is Student Hub enabled. Yeah, this is a good spot for it actually, I think. Okay, so we can put a modal here. The title would be Take the 30-day challenge. Is 30-day modal open, handle, toggle. Are we just gonna have all the modals be controlled by the same thing? Probably not. That's probably not. Yeah. Handle, toggle, 30-day modal. And so what's gonna be a little bit tricky here is that the modal should only show once, the first time the student or the user enters this place. So I'm just gonna, it's not actually that hard, I just need to I need to decide if I want to use like a cookie in the browser to show that once we've shown it to them once and they've said whatever and they've clicked away from it, that we don't keep showing it to them every single time they come back, because that's annoying. So I can do that by either putting a cookie in the user's browser that says they've toggled this modal off, and then every time it loads I check that cookie and I decide whether or not to show them the modal. Or I can store a value in our database that will basically say the same thing. And I don't know, I know if it was on my old team where I pretty much controlled everything and made all those decisions, I would probably choose to put it in the database, because I'm not a big fan of filling up the user's browser with cookies. So I probably will do that, but it's a little bit harder because it's going to require me going into a different repo, making changes there, adding something to the database, making a new database migration. So maybe I should just use a cookie. Also, this thing might not run for very long, so it'll probably be easier if I need to revert the code to only revert it from one place on the front end, as opposed to having to then go and deprecate the database row and everything like that. Now here's my dog. Hi. Hey, honey. Yes, you're very cute. She's a sweetheart. She's also a total pain in the ass. Let's see. I'm just gonna put in some lorem ipsum text right here, which basically is just placeholder text, because I don't actually know what the copy is that they want there yet. Oops. Okay. Why? Oh, it should just fix it for me, but it didn't. That's okay though. Alright, we'll do oopsies. Do that. And now it's complaining because this thing doesn't exist yet, because I've created a thing and said use this function to control this modal, but I haven't actually written the function yet, so it's giving me a bunch of errors. Just gonna copy is modal open, is modal open. Okay, what have I done wrong here? Oh, missed a parentheses. Okay, that's fine. That's always the most annoying shit, when you miss a parentheses or something and you can't figure out, like right now, what is going on. Oh, there we go. Okay. And we will have milk now is 30 days. So we'll have to base this, whether it's open or not, on when the cookie says it should be open. So we're going to import JS cookies. I'm going to put it, where are we? The hell, what did I just... I just lost where I was. I'll search for it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it's gonna be, I'm gonna need to import the cookies, great. And now we're gonna go here, cookies.get, and we'll call it 30-day challenge modal open. And then when we toggle it, and in fact, instead of toggling it, I'm just going to call this dismissing, because the modal's going to open by itself on load if the user hasn't seen it yet, and then when they turn it off, it's not really toggling because it's never going to come back on again. Toggling means like changing the state between something being on and something being off, and it can go back and forth, kind of like a light switch can toggle on and off. But in this case, the word toggle isn't really accurate because the modal comes on by itself and then the user just dismisses it. So instead of calling this function handle toggle 30-day modal, I'm going to call it handle dismiss 30-day modal. And the only thing it does is it sets it to false. Okay, so the sun is coming out and it's going to be too bright to film out here for very much longer. But I kind of have something going here. It's pretty much set up, so I'm just gonna try to like load it and take a look. You can probably hear those chickens in the background doing their thing. They're going a little bit crazy right now. Also, PG&E have been flying a helicopter over all morning because they are checking the power lines, which is a good thing. They're finally taking responsibility for their lines and preventing trees from bringing them down and causing wildfires, which is great. But if you are an ASMR video maker and you're trying to make your very first video outside, it's kind of annoying that PG&E picks like literally that exact moment to decide to fly over your house. Alright, so cool. There we go. So wonderful. I've got my modal rendering. My dog is back. Got my modal rendering. Things look pretty good. I'm gonna stop here for today because the sun's about to get pretty bright. In fact, it may already be affecting the screen. So yeah, I guess I'll call it for today, and I will see you guys next time. All right, thanks so much.